Hey everybody, Heavy Entertainment here. Today I'm taking a look at Nattesferd, which is the third album from Norwegian metal band Kvelertak. Like a few of my other reviews, I didn't really know much about their other material until this review, so this album pretty much acts like an introduction to the band for me. And sign me up, because this album was incredibly good. The thing with this album is that it is damn near impossible to assign a genre to it, as Kvelertak takes many influences from a wide range of bands and genres, from black metal to classic rock to progressive rock, even to punk. The musical styles are all over the place, but I mean that in the best possible way. The album opens with a very black metal inspired riff with Dendrofil for Yggdrasil, excuse my terrible Norwegian, before switching to a more classic rock style while remaining with the aggressive vocal delivery. It's an incredibly strong way to kick off the album. The second track and the lead single off the album is 1985. It's honestly one of the most unique songs that I've ever heard. The music on this track is very reminiscent of bands like Journey, Boston, and Foo Fighters, with an almost pop rock kind of style to it. However, it's also combined with the aggressive black metal style of vocals. It creates a really intriguing contrast that until now, I never knew I wanted to hear. The trend of mixing heavy metal with classic rock and roll style riffs continues for the next few songs in the album. The track Bronzengard is by far the fastest on the album, displaying the band's punk influence. This is contrasted on the following track, On Skapinski Galaxy, which is much slower, with a riff that sounds like it could fit right onto an AC/DC album. Berserkr is the next song, and it was also the second single for the album. It begins with an almost speed metal style guitar riff, before going into an incredibly catchy riff during the verses. The pace, however, changes halfway through the song into this pounding head-banging riff. Definitely one of my favorite tracks off of the album. The next song, Heksebrann, is by far the longest song on the album, surpassing the next longest song by almost 4 minutes. With this 9-minute runtime, Kvelertak is able to show off as many of their changing styles as possible, which pays off incredibly well on this track. Primarily though, the song has a very progressive rock or progressive metal style to it. In a way, it really reminds me a lot of Mastodon, especially their song Hearts Alive, which is another one of my favorite bands. This song is by far my favorite on the album though. The album closes with a much slower song with Necrodamus. Well, it begins rather slow before building up for an incredibly heavy ending riff to close out the album. So overall, Nattesferd was an incredibly fun album to listen to, mainly because you can tell when listening to this album that the band is just having a blast recording it, just being able to play whatever styles and genres they want to. And for being a band that I've never heard of until now, Kvelertak has made me incredibly intrigued to listen to the rest of their other works. But as for Nattesferd, I give it a 9 out of 10. Now, if you've heard this album, please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to check out more reviews like this one for new rock and metal albums, then feel free to pound that subscribe button. Cheers!